I never thought a laugh could echo that loudly in my life. The courtroom was small, beige walls, stale air, and the faint hum of an overworked AC unit. The judge signed the final page, slid it forward, and tapped his pen once like a period at the end of a sentence. That was it. 12 years of marriage reduced to ink and paper. As we stood, my wife, Marissa, let out a short laugh. Not nervous, not sad, amused, like she'd just won something. I remember the exact sound because it didn't belong there. It followed me out of the room and into the parking lot, stuck to me like smoke. I'm Rowan Hale. I was 39 that day. I didn't walk into marriage expecting perfection, but I believed in effort. I believed in showing up. Marissa and I met in our 20s, back when we both had ambition and patience. She liked that I was steady. I worked logistics, long hours, predictable pay, no drama. She called me her anchor. I didn't realize anchors can drown if they're the only thing holding a ship together. The cracks didn't start with screaming or betrayal. They started with distance. Phones replacing conversations. Dinners eaten separately. She began talking about herself like a brand, her lifestyle, her needs, her growth. Somewhere along the way, I became background support. Useful, quiet, replaceable. When she asked for a divorce, it wasn't emotional. It was strategic. She already had a lawyer. Already had an apartment lined up. She said she needed more from life. I didn't argue. I asked if she was sure. She smiled and said she'd never been more certain. The court day felt procedural until that laugh. I didn't react. I nodded to the judge, signed where I was told, and walked out without looking back. Outside, my hands were shaking, but not from anger. From clarity. Something snapped cleanly. I didn't feel like a man who lost his wife. I felt like a man who had just been released from a role he was never appreciated for playing. The first months were quiet. I moved into a smaller place, sold the house, split the assets exactly as ordered. No fights, no late-night texts. I focused on work, started running again, slept better than I had in years. Friends asked how I was holding up. I told them the truth. I was fine, not happy, not broken, just fine. Marissa, on the other hand, was visible everywhere. Social posts, trips, new clothes, smiling captions about freedom and fresh starts. I muted her name and kept living. Around month 4, I was promoted. Nothing flashy, but significant. More responsibility, better pay. I didn't announce it. I just accepted and adjusted. I started consulting on the side, using skills I'd built quietly for years. The money added up faster than I expected. I paid off debts, built savings, simplified my life. The less I tried to impress anyone, the more solid everything became. 9 months after the divorce, I received an email. Subject line was just my name. No greeting, no warmth. Marissa wanted to meet. Said it was important. Said she'd been thinking. I didn't respond immediately. I reread it once, then closed my laptop and went for a run. Later that night, I replied with one sentence. Tomorrow, noon, cafe on Brookline. She was already there when I arrived. Same smile, but it didn't land the same. Her confidence felt rehearsed. She stood to hug me. I didn't move. We sat. She talked first. Told me life hadn't gone as planned. The apartment was expensive. Work was unstable. The friends she thought would stick around didn't. She said she missed how safe things used to feel. She laughed again, softer this time, and said maybe they'd rush things. I listened. I didn't interrupt. When she finished, she looked at me like she was waiting for something. An apology. A promise. A door opening. I told her I was glad she was okay. I said I hoped things worked out for her. I didn't offer more. Her expression changed. Confusion first, then frustration. She asked if I was seeing someone. I said no. She smiled like that was good news. Then she asked if I'd ever consider trying again. That's when I understood the regret. Not because I had become someone else, but because I was no longer available to be diminished. I told her no, calmly, without bitterness. I said the version of me she laughed at in that courtroom didn't exist anymore. I said I'd learned that love without respect isn't love. It's a contract where only one person benefits. She stared at her coffee like it might save her. Her voice cracked when she said she'd made a mistake. I believed her, but belief doesn't obligate forgiveness. I stood, wished her well, and left. Outside, the air felt lighter. I didn't feel victorious. I felt finished. Some endings don't explode. They simply close, quietly, the way they should have all along. On the walk home, I thought about that laugh again. It no longer hurt. It sounded small now, like a reflex from someone who thought certainty was the same as wisdom. I realized regret doesn't arrive as punishment. It arrives as awareness, when the noise fades and reality stays. I didn't rebuild my life to prove anything to her. I rebuilt it because neglect had taught me what peace was worth. That meeting wasn't closure for her. It was confirmation for me. The judge's signature ended a marriage, but time revealed the truth behind it. Some people confuse confidence with permanence. They mistake applause for loyalty. I learned that stability isn't boring when it's mutual. It's only invisible to those already looking elsewhere. I went home, made dinner, and slept without thinking about the past. That was the real outcome she never anticipated. The quiet after respect is restored lasts longer than laughter ever could alone.